Take a break that will change your life. Listen to me, you grindin', you hustlin', you puttin' in the hours. But you're exhausted, you're mentally checked out, and you're wondering why it feels like nothing's moving. Let me tell you something you don't hear in the hustle culture. Sometimes the thing you can do for your future is to take a break. Yeah, I said it. Take a break, not quit, not give up. Not fold, but pull back on purpose to reset, recharge, and come back wiser, stronger, and more dangerous than ever. You ain't lazy because you hit pause. You're lazy when you burn out, keep going, and produce average results because you're too stubborn to sit down for a minute and recalibrate. Champions don't just work hard, they recover smart. A break isn't a weakness, it's a strategy. You think Navy SEALs go 24/7 nonstop. No, they train, they execute, and they rest to be elite. You can't pour from an empty cup. You got dreams, cool, then protect your mental, guard your energy, refresh your vision. So many of y'all spinning your wheels, tired, drained, stuck in a loop. And the answer ain't more hustle, it's a well-timed break. A life-changing break. A break where you shut the noise off and hear your inner voice again. Where you remember why you started. I don't want you to take a break and binge on distractions. I want you to take a break that builds you. A break that fills your tank, that sparks your creativity, that refuels your fire, that realigns your focus, that reminds you, yo, I was made for greatness. Because when you come back, when you come back from a real break, you show up unstoppable, you walk different, you think different, you perform on a whole new level, you dominate. So yeah, take that break, not just to rest your body, but to elevate your life. A break is a power move, not a weakness. Let me make this crystal clear. Taking a break is not you tapping out. It's not weakness. It's not failure. Taking a break is you making a bold, intentional move. It's chess, not checkers. It's strategy. It's vision. It's a power move. See, the problem with most people is they associate rest with laziness. They think slowing down means falling behind. But I need you to shift that mindset today. Rest isn't the enemy of greatness, it's part of the formula. You can't keep pushing on fumes and expect to run like a Ferrari. You got potential, you got talent, you got fire, but what good is all that if your engine blows out from running 24/7? Listen to me, even lions rest, even champions pause, even machines have maintenance time. If they don't, they break down, overheat, crash. You ain't exempt from that. You're human, you bleed like everybody else. You burn out like everybody else. So if you think you can grind 365 without stopping and still reach your full potential, you're not being a warrior, you're being foolish. Power doesn't come from never stopping. Power comes from knowing when to stop, how to rest, and when to come back swinging. You know what's crazy? We plan everything, business goals, gym schedules, content calendars, but you never schedule recovery. You never plan the pause. You never give your mind a breather. You're out here breaking down emotionally, snapping at people, losing your focus, doubting yourself. And you're thinking it's because you're not trying hard enough. No, it's because you haven't stepped back and refilled the tank. Taking a break is an art. It's about being disciplined enough to say, I'm gonna sit down now, not because I'm lazy, but because I'm wise. It's about stepping back before the crash, not after. It's about learning that real strength isn't just about how hard you go, it's about how smart you move. You ever seen a heavyweight fighter come out swinging non-stop in round one? No, because they know the fight's long. They pace themselves, they rest between rounds, they listen to the corner. That's how they win, with controlled aggression and strategic rest. But you skipping the corner, you fighting every round like it's your last. And now you gasping for air in round 3. And I'm here to tell you, if you want to go all 12 rounds in this life, you better learn when to sit down and breathe. Don't get it twisted, I'm not telling you to quit. I'm not telling you to slack off. I'm telling you to recharge like a professional. I'm telling you to be elite with your energy. I'm telling you to honor your body and protect your mind so you can show up and dominate when it counts. Because when you take the right kind of break, the intentional break, the purpose-driven pause, you come back unstoppable. Your clarity returns, your hunger multiplies, your confidence shoots through the roof. You're rested, you're focused, you're back on mission. That break becomes a slingshot, it pulls you back only to launch you forward. So stop seeing breaks as weakness. Start seeing them as tools. Start seeing them as weapons. Start seeing them as moments where champions are made in silence, where the world ain't watching, but you're growing. Say it with me. My break is my power move. So next time your body's talking, next time your mind's foggy, next time your soul feels heavy, don't ignore it. Don't wait till you collapse. Be proactive. Be wise. Step back and reset, because the world doesn't need a burned-out version of you. It needs the best version, the focused version, the energized version. The dangerous version, and you only become that version when you respect the break. Listen, I know what you've been told. I know what social media's feeding you. No sleep. Team no days off. Grind now, sleep when you're dead. And I get it, it sounds tough. It sounds cool. It sounds savage. But let me tell you something that nobody's saying loud enough. Rest is part of the grind, period. You want next-level success. You want legacy. You want that rare air, that elite-level performance. Then you better stop treating rest like it's optional. You better stop acting like sleep is for suckers. Sleep is for warriors. Rest is for the focused. Recovery is for the elite. See, some of y'all grind. In so hard you forgot how to think. You waking up tired. You going to sleep tired, you pushing through meetings, workouts, goals, but your quality, trash, your creativity, dull, your energy, barely hanging on, and you wonder why you're not getting results. You're operating like a machine on 1%. You're hitting your head against the wall expecting a breakthrough, but your brain's fried, your emotions are shot, your body's screaming, and your soul is whispering, I need a break. And guess what? That whisper turns into a roar, that small ache becomes an injury, that mental fog becomes a breakdown, and then what? You stop, but not on your terms. You stop because you broke. But what if, hear me, what if rest wasn't the enemy of progress, but the foundation of it? What if the grind includes planned, focused, intentional recovery, just like in sports, just like in war, just like in business? The difference between amateurs and pros. Amateurs grind until they collapse. Pros grind with precision. Pros recover with discipline. Pros build rest into their routine. You think Kobe didn't sleep. You think elite athletes just go. No, they sleep early. They take naps. They get massages. They eat right. They recover like it's their job, because they know this. If your mind ain't sharp, if your body ain't rested, your hustle becomes sloppy. And sloppy hustle is just noise. No impact, no execution, no greatness. Let me talk to the entrepreneur real quick. You trying to scale that business, cool, but you're making major decisions on zero sleep. You're writing strategy on mental fumes. You're showing up drained for your team. Your vision ain't clear because your eyes ain't open, or maybe you're chasing your fitness goals. You at the gym every day, no rest days, no breaks, and now you injured. You plateaued. You're stuck. Why? Because you didn't let your muscles heal. You didn't let your mind recalibrate. You treated rest like the enemy. But rest is growth. Rest is repair. Rest is where strength is built. Even your phone needs to charge. Even a race car needs pit stops. Even a storm takes a break. So what makes you think you can operate at 100 forever? Rest isn't quitting, it's refueling. It's part of your process. It's not weakness. It's wisdom, and wisdom wins every time. But let me tell you what rest is not. It's not procrastination. It's not distraction. It's not bin. Watching your way into a fog. Rest isn't escape, it's intentional. It's deliberate. It's focused. You step away to come back stronger. You unplug to plug into something deeper. You slow down to speed up. Rest with a purpose. Rest with a mission. Rest with a plan. You're not wasting time, you're buying longevity. You're buying focus, you're buying clarity. Let's stop romanticizing the burnout. That ain't cool, that ain't admirable, that's mismanagement, that's emotional neglect. That's not the grind, that's self-sabotage dressed up in hustle quotes. From now on, you move different. You work with discipline, but you rest with discipline too. You hustle with urgency, but you pause with purpose. Because your destiny ain't about doing the most, it's about doing the best. And you can only do your best when you're rested, focused, and aligned. So repeat after me, rest is part of the grind. Rest is not the opposite of hustle, it's the fuel behind it. I don't just grind hard, I recover harder. Let the world burn out chasing speed. You master endurance. You stay sharp. You stay focused. You stay dangerous, because you know the truth. Rest is a weapon, and you just learned how to wield it. Let's go deeper now, because this ain't just about rest. This ain't just about laying down, sleeping in, or chilling. This is about pulling back so you can see the target again. This is about silence, about strategy, about laser focus. You need a break. Fine, but don't waste it. Use it to refresh your vision. So many of y'all are grinding in circles. You're moving fast, but fast where? Fast why? What's the aim? What's the goal? You got ambition, I see that. You got energy, I feel that. But if you don't pause to realign, to check your compass, you could be sprinting in the wrong direction. I'm talking to you, the one who's been working every day, chasing something, but deep down you feel lost. You feel stuck. You feel like no matter how hard you go, nothing is clicking. You don't need more effort, you need clarity. That's what a break gives you. Stillness breeds clarity. Silence sharpens direction. You've been surrounded by noise, social media, deadlines, people pulling on you, expectations screaming in your ears, and you forgot what your voice sounds like. You forgot what your dream actually looks like. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is pull back, unplug, and reconnect with your vision. I'm not talking about quitting the grind, I'm talking about zooming out to see it better. Because when you're in the middle of the battlefield, you can't see the full strategy. You can't see the map. You're too deep in the smoke. You gotta step back to see the whole field. That's what champions do. They don't just hustle, they check their aim. They ask, am I still moving in purpose? Am I still climbing the right mountain? Is the vision still alive inside me? Or have I let it get buried under the busyness? You ever take a trip and get lost, and your GPS says, recalculating? That's what your break is for. You're not stopping, you're recalculating. You're adjusting. You're asking the hard questions. What's working? What's not? What matters most now? What needs to be cut off? What fire do I need to reignite? You see, the break is where you get your edge back. Because when you're moving nonstop, you lose sight. You get caught up. You start doing things for the wrong reasons, for money, for applause, for pressure. But in the silence, in the solitude, you remember who you are. That's why some of y'all are drained, not because you're weak, but because you're distracted. Your soul is exhausted trying to chase something that doesn't align. You're working hard, but not smart, not focused, and the break is where you course. Correct. The break is where you come home. So don't take your break lightly. This ain't a nap, this is a meeting with your destiny. This is the sacred space where clarity walks in. This is where ideas come alive. This is where confidence is reborn. This is where your why becomes loud again. You get quiet and you remember, I'm not just building a business, I'm building a legacy. I'm not just working out, I'm becoming unbreakable. I'm not just surviving life, I'm designing it. I'm not chasing clout, I'm chasing purpose. Now that's power. And when you come back from a break like that, focused, clear, anchored, you move differently. You make decisions faster. You stop wasting time. You attract what aligns and you cut what drains. You become a weapon in motion because your aim is locked in. Don't just grind, align. Don't just work harder. Work clearer, so here's the challenge. Next time you feel overwhelmed, don't just collapse, take that break like a soldier. Step away, but step away with intention. Reflect, write, meditate, walk, breathe. Listen to what your life's trying to tell you, because that break might just be the miracle moment where everything shifts. The moment you see what was blocking you, the moment you hear that voice again, the moment your purpose gets louder than the pressure, and when you find that clarity, oh, it's over, because the world can't stop a man or woman who knows exactly who they are, exactly where they're going, and exactly what they're willing to do to get there. 100 points. Use the break to refocus, and when you come back, show the world what real alignment looks like. Let me hit you with a truth bomb. You will never operate at full power if you're carrying guilt every time you pause. You hear me? That guilt you feel for resting, that shame that creeps in when you take a moment to breathe, it's a thief. It's stealing your clarity, your peace, your focus, and it's time to call it out. It's time to let it go. Look, some of y'all are grinding yourself into the ground not because the mission demands it, but because the guilt won't let you stop. You feel like if you take your foot off the gas for 2 seconds, everything's gonna fall apart. You've convinced yourself that if you're not constantly exhausted, you're not doing enough. But listen to me right now. Guilt is not a badge of honor. It's a ball and chain. You are not lazy for taking a break. You are not selfish for choosing to rest. You are not weak because you needed time. Stop telling yourself that you don't deserve to breathe unless you're bleeding for it. That's not purpose. That's punishment. And you don't need more punishment, you need freedom. 100 points. Let's go deeper. Why do you feel guilty? Who told you rest was wrong? Who convinced you that self-care was selfish? Who made you feel like you had to earn the right to sit down? Was it your past, a parent, a teacher, a boss, society, social media? Whoever it was, it doesn't matter anymore. You're grown now. You've got the keys now. You've got the power to rewrite the script. And the new script says, I rest because I respect myself. I pause because I value my vision. I break because I want to finish strong. That ain't guilt. That's control. That's leadership. That's what champions do. Look, even machines overheat. Even soldiers hit the bunker. Even champions ice their knees and take time to study the film. Why? Because they're not just trying to be busy, they're trying to win. You don't win by being tired 24/7. You don't win by living under the weight of guilt every time you sit down. You win by making smart decisions, and guilt. Free rest is a smart decision. Let me get real with you. That guilt you feel, it's a lie dressed in discipline. It looks like drive, but it's actually doubt. It's rooted in fear that if you stop, you'll lose your edge. Fear that if you rest, someone else will pass you. Fear that if you breathe, you'll fall behind. But fear is a liar, and guilt is its sidekick. You gotta kill that noise. You gotta shut it down, because when you live from guilt, you don't rest to refuel, you rest, and then hate yourself for it. You spend your break feeling unworthy. You spend your recovery worrying about what people will think. And now you're not even resting for real, you're just paused physically while your mind is in a war zone. That's not rest, that's torture. So what do? We flip the script. We reframe the break. We take ownership of the pause. We make it part of the plan, not an accident, not a collapse, not a last resort. We say, this moment of stillness, it's my decision, this recovery, it's mine, and I don't owe anybody an apology for taking care of myself. Because when you let go of guilt, you pick up control, you regain mental clarity. You stop running from yourself. You stop hiding your humanity. You embrace the rhythm of greatness. Push, pause, grow. Push, pause, dominate. Let me be clear, you don't rest because you're running away. You rest because you're building momentum. You're not pausing because you gave up. You're pausing because you're preparing to level up. And when you let go of guilt, you stop apologizing for being wise enough to recover. So stand up, square your shoulders, look yourself in the mirror and say, I don't feel guilty for needing a break. I feel proud. Proud that I know how to manage me. proud that I know what excellence really requires, proud that I refuse to burn out for the sake of appearances. Let guilt go. And watch how your confidence comes back. Watch how your decisions sharpen. Watch how your energy multiplies. That guilt was a fog, but now you see clear, you walk tall. You rest without shame and return without limits. Fire, because the one who's not controlled by guilt, that's the one the world better watch out for. This ain't just about taking a break. This ain't just about rest. This ain't about sipping tea in silence and journaling your feelings. This is about what happens after the break. This is about how you come back, and if you do it right, you don't come back the same. You come back stronger. Fire, let me be clear, anyone can take a break. That's easy, but most people, they take a break and stay broken. They pause and never hit play again. They sit down and forget how to stand up. Not you. That's not your story. You're built different. You're cut from a cloth that doesn't fold. You didn't take that break to escape, you took it to evolve. And now, it's comeback season. You hit that pause to reflect. You hit that pause to recharge. You hit that pause to refocus. But now it's time to go all in. Now it's time to hit the battlefield with fresh legs, a sharper mind, and a deeper fire. Because the break wasn't the end of your grind, it was the sharpening of your blade. And now, you're more dangerous than ever. You think setbacks stop greatness. Never. Greatness uses the setback as a slingshot. You think a pause weakens momentum. No, it reloads it. You think rest kills hunger. No, real ones come out of the break starving for purpose. Hungrier, angrier, laser. Focused. The question is, how are you coming back? Are you coming back with the same excuses, the same pace, the same mindset? Or are you coming back reborn? Are you coming back with a new system, a new standard, a new spirit? I need you to declare it right now. I'm not coming back the same. I'm coming back with intention. I'm coming back with conviction. I'm coming back with a plan, a purpose, and a fire in my gut that nothing and no one can put out. Because here's what most people miss. They think the break is the reward. It's not. The reward is who you become when you return. The reward is the upgraded version of you that rises up after the pause. This ain't a soft reset. This is a full-on upgrade. 100 points you took a break, good. Now come back with stronger boundaries, sharper focus, better systems, deeper purpose, next level energy. You come back with gratitude in your chest and thunder in your footsteps. Because while everybody else wasted their break numbing themselves, distracting themselves, escaping themselves, you used it. You used it to build. You used it to learn. You used it to lock in. Now you're a threat to everything average. You're a threat to procrastination. You're a threat to excuses. You're a threat to fear, and let me tell you something. The world doesn't need more people who never stop. The world needs more people who know when to pause. And then come back unstoppable. You took a break and now the beast is awake. You got your mind back, your fire back, your identity back. You walk different now. You talk different now. And when you step into that arena, whether it's business, fitness, relationships, purpose, they gonna feel that energy. You don't tiptoe back in. You kick the door down. You don't ease in slow. You sprint with clarity. With conviction, with authority, because you've been through something. You stared burnout in the face. You battled doubt. You quieted the noise, and you came out on the other side not just rested, but rebuilt. You were forged in the fire of fatigue, but you came out focused, refined, ready. Come back louder, come back bolder, come back with that heat. And when they ask you what happened, you tell them, I took a break that changed my life, and now I'm back, stronger than ever. Watch me move. That's the final keynote. You now have the full motivational speech series for Take a Break that will change your life. 5 keynotes, each expanded in a fire, breathing, no excuses tone, ready for the next step. I can give you. Take the break that changes everything. Listen to me. This ain't just about stepping away. This ain't about naps and vacations. This is about choosing your future. This is about taking control of your energy, your direction, your vision, and your life. Some of you, you're one break away from clarity, you're one break away from healing. You're one break away from breakthrough, but you've been running on empty, grinding in guilt, mistaking motion for progress. And it's time to stop lying to yourself. Hustle without strategy is just exhaustion. So take the break not to quit, not to collapse, but to come back as the most dangerous version of you. Take the break so you can reflect. Take the break so you can refocus. Take the break so you can reclaim your identity. Take the break so you can rebuild stronger. Take the break so you can return like a storm the world didn't see coming. Champions are not the ones who never slow down. Champions are the ones who know how to pause with purpose and come back with power. So don't just rest. Recover with a plan. Don't just step away. Strategize. Don't just recharge. Reignite. You've got too much inside you to let burnout bury your greatness. You've got too much purpose to let pressure cloud your vision. You've got too much destiny to be ruled by guilt. So take the break that changes your mindset. Take the break that resets your grit. Take the break that reignites your purpose. Take the break that changes your life. Now go, reset like a warrior, come back like a legend, and let the world feel the power of a soul that rested to rise.